All right, let's
CJ,
go. Let's talk
clearly,
about FOMO.
clearly this clearly this witch in a boat is having FOMO, right? They're
Right.
missing out. But what is the FOMO rally? The fear of missing out rally? I mean, really, what is
Well,
it? What are we looking on?
we've been through one of them in the last 2 years, last year and a half or so. And I went through last night and looked at the Wall Street Journal because I like to use the Wall Street Journal or Barron's as that point of where the public now realizes something. We look at CNBC and we look at Bloomberg. Those are a little bit ahead of the times in terms of the investor's timeline. When you look at Barron's and when you look at the Wall Street Journal, now you're slowing down to stuff that my mom and pop and even CNN, yeah, their coverage of the FOMO rally. And I found the point at which they all started talking about the FOMO rally in 2021, 2022, that rally that kind of led us up into the top over into 2022 where we rolled over. And I can tell you from writing it down in that book that it's right around October, November where they said, oh, this is it. Everybody has to be in. And that's the idea there. I've brought something along.
What's that?
We all love it when I pull it out there, Vaz. It is the Tulip Mania, right? And we're going to have to work the mic so we can get it out of the way a little bit here.
Okay,
But
all right.
if you look at this, this is the old Tulip Mania chart back in the 1600s, right? Right here is where you see your market top. That's when everybody and their mother has bought everything. There's nothing
Mhm.
left to buy. Everybody's in. Right around in here is where you start a FOMO rally because those people have seen everything that's happened from here. And it's, oh
From
my
there.
God, I've missed out on everything, but there's still more. So I'm going to jump in. Volume goes up through the roof after when you get into a FOMO rally because everybody's piling into the market at this point, and inevitably it hits a top. Now, a couple differences with this. We didn't have capitulation. We never had a capitulative moment for this market. So the FOMO is a little bit more temporary because it's within the bounds of a longer term bear market. So
Mhm.
you can have a FOMO. And I am feeling a little FOMO. Are you feel FOMO? It's not bonito, it's FOMO right now for me.
Yeah. It's
Um,
not JOMO. That's the other side. Joy of missing out. We have FOMO, the fear of missing out. Yes.
right,
Oh,
right.
CJ, keep it PG.
Hey, shush, shush.
CJ, hey, listen, Kenny was talking about a blow off top before in the markets and the cues. We didn't need a physical
Right.
showing
Blowout.
of that.
Right. But that's we're in the midst of a new FOMO that's come out, and it's the thing that cracks me up, or it doesn't crack me up. It's got me scratching down and writing things in books that I use to study stuff that says, "Hey, this is a little early, and if it is early, does it fail at some point?" Because a FOMO rally always leads to that optimistic level where everybody is just standing on top of the mountain saying,
Yeah.
I'm the best. That's usually when you look for everything to be worrisome here.
So, what's the best way to logically approach a FOMO rally? If you've been on the sidelines, what are you supposed to do? Because it can continue to go up until we reach that peak. What do you do?
Right. Well, let's come out and say it. I am FOMO right now. I am
Okay.
feeling FOMO. There's some opportunities out there that I wish I'd at least invested in more. I own AI stock. I own a little bit of Microsoft stock, my long-term
Mhm.
portfolio, but I could have traded more about this. So to your end, what's the best way to logically approach? What's the best way for CJ to look at this and feeling FOMO saying, how do I get out of this feeling without going to my doctor and having a pill prescribed for it? And I'm sure he's got a pill for FOMO. So
I'm sure.
what what I do is I look for these issues that have been leading the market higher. I look for signs that they're maybe starting to get tired, and most importantly, I look for the signs that everybody's in them. And it become NVDA would be one of those stocks that you look at and say everybody owns this stock. Nobody else
Mhm.
wants to buy it. If you want it, you're in it, and that's it. Now they got a little thing coming up after the close tomorrow that is their earnings report, right? That may
Mhm.
generate an opportunity for the stock to fall. And if it falls, it'll fall big because there are a lot of people in there to take profits. I am not a buy the dipper by nature. I buy the dip in some circumstances. This
Mhm.
is one that I will buy the dip on simply because I am having that FOMO experience right now. If NVIDIA, and if I pull up the chart of NVIDIA right now and say, Hmm. It's trading up at $316 ahead of earnings. And by the way, if it stays up here, it means you've seen us buy the rally or buy the rumor rally, as investors haven't backed off of the expectations for what's going to happen in that earnings. Decent setup for a little bit of sell the news. It gives me an opportunity to get into the FOMO. Unless that earnings report is that we decided AI is not going to work. If they mention AI 21 times, which is what I think they did last time, you could have a dip on a bad earnings down to the 50-day
Mhm.
at 274. That's where I'll enter. That is the way I will manage my FOMO versus the need to be in the stock. So
Hey,
this is truly one where you wait for a healthy pullback. And by healthy, I mean down to a 50-day moving average, something that is a trend line that is giving me a price target that out 2 or 3 months, I'm happy riding to.
all right, CJ. The
I'm,
man,
if,
that's why they call you the man with the
you know
plan
what?
and the leather bound book.
Yeah. If let me add one more thing to that, because everything I just said, it can be summed up with one word: be patient here. Be patient. FOMO is all about feeling like you have to get done now. I gotta, like, I just mainline some coffee or some cocaine or something, and I gotta
Mhm.
get this thing done now. Forget about it. Turn your computer
Yes.
off, walk, put a limit order in at 275 for NVDA, and walk away from the computer on Friday or on Thursday and just let it do its work for you. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it. You drew your
Didn't get it.
line, you made a good opportunity. Maybe it comes back, but don't
Yeah.
feel like you got to chase this thing right now.
You don't need to chase it. There listen, you can have FOMO in one trade, but there are so many other trading opportunities and strategies out there. So I like that one. CJ, set a limit
Yeah.
on Nvidia and walk away. By the way, patience. The Latin a Latin for patty in Latin is to suffer. So when you have that patience, it's like you're suffering, but you have to replace that with discipline. And
Yeah.
that's what a successful trader is. And that's just the name of the game.